I purchased 3 acres of land in the high mountain deserts of California for the sole purpose of bringing back the plant and animal biodiversity. And on this episode, I'm going to show you guys a couple of surprises that we found on the land, on the way to the land, and we finally have our first drone shots of the land so I can give you a clear picture of what my plans are looking like in my brain. Welcome to Project Oasis. And there is no better example of Project Oasis than this little oasis I found on the way to my land. As you can see, it is, just filled with life. And on the very other side is what our land looks like. So it is 100% possible what I want to do. I'm just doing it on a larger scale. I'm not doing it to live there. It is all for the animals native there. So we pulled off to the side of the road. Look at what we found. This is coyote gourd or coyote squash. And I'm super excited because this is a native fruit. So this has no problem growing in this environment. It also feeds the native animals and provides amazing ground cover. So I harvested like 5 or 6 of them and they're filled with hundreds of seeds. So expect me to show you guys me planting that all over the place when the rainy season starts. And here is just a snapshot of our way to the land. It's gorgeous. We are back on the land today and we have a special treat for you guys because a lot of you guys have been recommending that I get some type of drone shot so that you can really see what I'm doing here on a bigger scale, on a more zoomed out scale. And we have a couple people back there working on just that. So check this out. Now the video did come out a little shaky. However, you can see how massive 3 acres actually is. You know, when I say 3 acres, it doesn't really sound like that much until you're actually boots on the ground or you get this type of, POV. And it's a pretty big project what we're doing, especially if you consider the rest of the land is just absolutely barren. You're just probably thinking, how in the world do you expect to fulfill all of this? Well, this is how I'm going to do it. Now, pardon me for the 3rd grader drawings, but this is how my brain works. Very simple, very easy to understand. So let me break this down for you guys. The orange circle is our kind of headquarters, is our head base. And this is where the workshops are going to be happening. If we do eventually have camping or things like that, that is going to be the quote unquote living quarters and working quarters for us. The blue line that you see right next to it is the river that I've been showing you guys on these vlogs. It is where we are going to provide the most catchment areas. It's where we're going to start creating beaver dams or replicating beaver dams, as you can see with the green marks in that river. You have the earth smiles. I kind of drew them in the shape of a smile. These are, smiles, or they're considered half moons by some people. They are basically earthworks that allow water to be captured and for the grasses to grow, and they're like little pockets of the land that just capture water. And so I'm gonna have these everywhere, and we're gonna be planting lots of grass in them, native grasses. I'm gonna be putting compost in them. I'm gonna be putting charcoal and biochar, I should say, and so many other things within these little circles or half moons. And it is going to allow the vegetation to really thrive. I'm going to be using it to capture water for the trees that you're seeing. I didn't put them everywhere, but really those trees are going to be planted in every single half moon or every single earth smile that we have. The trees are going to stabilize the soil so they don't just cave in. They're also going to be able to tap into that water that is soaking in. And so you guys are getting like this visual of what I am digging, what I am planning on doing in just this area alone. And in the further past the river, you can just see I put a bunch of arrows. All of that is just going to be earth smiles galore. There's not really any, I guess I can find where the water pools up and where the water's flowing, but it's just kind of so far back. I don't think I'm gonna really tackle that in the first year or two. That's gonna be more long term. I'm gonna keep everything kind of in the same place and expand out from there. And just to remind you, even though I just put a little bit of trees at the bottom, really there's going to be trees everywhere where there's earth smiles. There's going to be at least 10 or 15 trees planted very close to each other to mimic this type of mini forest approach. And yeah, if you guys have any questions on it, if you guys want me to go more in depth in it in a future video, comment down below and let me know. We just made it to the mountaintop that is right next to the lands, and we found a couple of different things that I didn't expect to find on the land. This, if you're not familiar, is feces from some type of animal. We're thinking that it is goats because they look like little pebbles, but it is just everywhere, all over the land. How they're getting here, I have no idea, but the more feces on the land, the better, especially when the rainy season comes. It's just going to fertilize the land. If there are any seeds inside of those feces, then it is going to just repopulate the land with the plants that they're eating. So that is really exciting. But I want to show you guys something else that I did not expect to see out here. Hopefully I don't run into any rattlesnakes. I've never even explored this part of the land. Look at this barrel cactus. I really did not expect to see this. This is really pretty. It looks like it is drying out a little bit. For anybody who knows about cactuses, let me know. It doesn't look too healthy from my point of view, but I'm not a cactus expert. This is so cool. I believe there is another one down here. Let me find it. Ah, there it is. This looks like a cluster of them though, as compared to that one big one. This is a cluster of at least what, 4, 7, about 10 of them. How do they get here? I have no idea. How old they are, I have no idea. But this is cool to see more diversity on the land because, yeah, when we look out and about, you don't really see anything. All you see is chaparral and dead little bushes. But there's just no diversity. And this is the whole plan. This is what we want to do with the land is bring back diversity, bring back more of these cactuses and maybe even the Joshua trees that you might see in the back down there. Um, different trees, Palo Verde trees, trees that may not necessarily be native to this exact area, but trees that are within, 50, 100 miles that, do well in this climate. Those are the trees that I want to introduce to this area. And it's just going to help out the life that's here. It's going to help out the birds. It's going to help out the jackrabbits, the coyotes. It's going to help out everybody involved. We found another cluster of these barrel cactus. If I'm not mistaken, they're barrel cactus, but we found a cluster of 4 of them. And if you guys know how to collect the seeds so I can disperse them, let me know in the comments because I would love these closer to the main part of the land. One exciting thing about this mountain that's next to the land is that you can just see all the sediment that rolls off during the rainy season. So you can see that it gets a lot of water during the monsoon seasons. And if I'm able to capture it correctly, then I mean we can really refill the aquifer that's underneath us. We can really take care of these plants when there is a dry season. Look at this. Found another one. What this is, I have no idea. You guys need to let me know. This is really pretty. They have seeds. If I can spread this somehow, please let me know in the comments because I would love to have this throughout the land and just rebuild their population. They shouldn't be so, sparse. I don't know of any other ones around here, and I want to fix that. I want to change that. That is part of the bigger goal of this vlog and of this project itself. Really cool discovery on the land. We got eggs, looking like snake eggs, based off of the size of them. Pretty small. That's cool. What do you guys think? Should I collect it? Should I keep it? Artifact?
Yes.
Yeah. After exploring, I decided to fill up some of these earthworks with more rocks and, hold back more water, stabilize the soil. I've gotten several comments of people recommending me to throw in rocks and sticks and branches, all this type of stuff, to really mimic the beaver dams. And so I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. And so well, that's what I'm doing right now. It was a really cool opportunity to teach my son, who has a million questions, teach my son exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, the way that Mother Earth works, and the way that we can work with her. So these moments I always cherish. They're very special to me, and I'm glad I'm able to capture them on video. This is what the final, well, not really final product looked like, at least final product for the day, because we were tired and we just wanted to get out of here. But you guys can see the vision. You can see what it's looking like. It's going to be filled up with rocks, maybe a little bit more, not really much more than this. Trees are going to be going on the other side of the mound, a bunch of trees. We still have to fill in this part where he's in. He's sitting in it, so you can just see the depth of it. But this is going to help slow up a bunch of water. And the part that I'm standing on, hopefully that turns into a forest. And there you have it. That is the day on the land. Thank you for tuning into this episode. We ended up just leaving with some clippings of the native medicine that is there, the chaparral. Very, very powerful medicine. And yeah, catch me on the next episode.